Yeah, I'm so excited about this Leadership Academy call. First of all, I have two objectives for this call. The first is helping you guys to max out your finals prep and also help you max out your winter break prep. But first of all, I just want to recognize you guys for being consistent and using this time to grow yourselves. Just so I know, would anybody here agree that being in Leadership Academy and the things that you've learned in Leadership Academy have helped you guys to become a better student? Yeah, awesome. So what I want to do is I want to give you some tips that are really going to help you for your finals week. Now, I would say that there are 4 types of people in this group here in terms of finals. Some of you guys, you don't even have to study. Everything is online and things are open book, and either your teachers don't care or you're fine with maybe making it open book when it's not, which no judgment here. Yeah, like some of you guys, like you don't even have to study. Cool. Some of you guys, you're done with finals already. I've heard a couple of different schools, like Kennedy Williams, who's a new rep in our team, said that her finals were in November and her winter break is up until the end of January, and school's just closed for her and she's done. Some of you guys, you feel prepared. You just need to get things done. It's not going to be too crazy. Like it's normal. Obviously, finals week is a little bit extra, but it's nothing that you're not prepared for. And then some of you guys are either feeling the burn of procrastination, or you just have a shit ton of stuff to do and things are going to be a lot or a little bit crazy in the upcoming weeks. Now, for my co-hosts, I would love for you guys to just watch the participants list and let anybody in as they try to join, because I don't know how to turn off the waiting room. But by the way, guys, like I said, there's no judgment for whatever zone you're in. I personally have been in all of these situations for finals, and my goal here isn't to make you feel good or bad about where you're at. We can't change how your semester went. I just want to help you focus on what you can control. So if you're in the green zone, cool, we're going to talk about how you can start building momentum to your winter break now. And if you are in the orange zone, cool, let's max out your finals, right? Now, in terms of maxing out your finals, I have an action plan for you guys, and all you really need to do is put it into action. So I'm going to go over each of these steps, but you want to get organized and set up your schedule. You want to prioritize your assignments and make sure you're doing the most important things first. You need to know the difference between time management, energy management, and motivation, and you need to take care of yourself. And I know that these things might sound super simple, but I promise you guys that not everyone here might be doing that, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a learning curve. Now, I saw this chart that kind of reminded me of the first time that Owen told me about his finals experience, and he said that he felt like when he was in school, that if he spent as much time studying or getting shit done as he did complaining about how much shit he has to do, that finals week would have been so much easier. And when he said that, even I was like, oh shit, yeah, I do complain a lot about how much I have to get done. Like, I should probably just do those things instead of putting myself through it twice, right? Yeah, no, for those of you in Rutgers, finals are pretty late in the semester. So in terms of where to start with getting organized, and like I said, these things are going to be super simple, but they're things that I think the simplest things are sometimes the hardest to put into practice. And I don't want you guys to overthink. I just want you to get things done the right way. So the first thing is list out all of your assignments and due dates next to them. List out your final projects and your exam dates. I don't care if you do it on a spreadsheet, on a piece of paper, online. If any of you here took my advice in the beginning of the semester and used mystudylife.com, like whatever works best for you to get yourself organized, you just need everything in front of you. Now, it might be a little bit overwhelming to have everything in front of you, to see, oh my God, like this is a really long list of things. But at the end of the day, like you do need to have a bird's eye view of what's coming next, but really focus down on what you can do right now. Once you have everything organized, I want you to break down each assignment. Now, if you need extra help managing your time, whether it's that you just have a hard time managing your time, or you just have a lot of stuff to do and usually you're good at it, but like this is a lot more than you're feeling prepared for, what I recommend you do is that you assign an amount of time that you're going to spend on each assignment. I recommend that you overestimate how much time you should allocate for each of those things and then put on your schedule when you're going to work on those things. right? To set up for yourself and see, okay, like I'm going to need 2 hours for this, 1 hour for this, probably only a couple minutes for this, like to figure out exactly how much time you need to spend. It's better to know and to overestimate and to not need that time than to think that you have way more time than you do have and to freak out last minute, which is, I feel like, where the majority of final stress comes from. And then number 4, create a study plan for yourself if you need it. You guys know how you study best. And I think a lot of the times it's not about struggling with the information. It's about having enough time to learn the information in the way that you learn best. And like I said, I think a lot of the times that people struggle with finals, it has less to do with the information and more so to do with the amount of time that you have. And the information might be really hard, which makes that time constraint feel a little bit tougher for you. So set up a schedule for yourself. Now, in terms of a focus 5, what that means is to go into every single day with a game plan. So break down your assignments and just follow the game plan that you set for yourself. And it doesn't have to be 5 things. You can set the number for yourself, but the idea is not to do more or less than the standard you set for yourself every single day. And this helps to minimize your distraction, to increase your focus, and to go into every single day with intentionality. I think that it eliminates overworking, but also eliminates underworking, and it decreases stress and overwhelming feelings to help you take things one step at a time. And the thing that I really like about the Focus 5 is whether you're the type of person that's an overachiever and you get things done way ahead of schedule, or you're the type of person that's a procrastinator and you have a lot of catching up to do, this is something that will help you no matter what type of person that you are. Because at the end of the day, whether you're overworking, like whether you're an overachiever or you're a procrastinator in terms of your time management skills, both of those things can lead to you feeling exhausted. And this helps you to avoid either of those situations. Now, the next thing I wanted to go over is knowing the difference between time management, energy management, and motivation. And this is something that you guys know that I really prioritize, because once I learned the difference between these things, it was like groundbreaking for me. So if you're struggling with time management, block off your schedule. And I already kind of went into that, but set aside the amount of time that you need to do for every single thing. And obviously have a bird's eye view of what's coming next, but really focus down on what you can do now and put everything in your schedule. Because if you just put your class times in your schedule, is that really a schedule? No, that's when the tests that you need to study for, or the laundry monster in your room that's growing more and more every day, really comes and gets you by surprise. So put everything in your schedule. And if there's ever a time to like be really strict with your schedule and to put everything on there, it is finals week when you have so much to do. And I think that for me, like when I was in college, if I didn't put my breakfast, lunch, and dinner on my schedule, I would either decide to take a nap otherwise, or I would forget about it because I was doing so many other things, and I ended up not taking care of my energy management, which is really important. Set your daily demo goals in advance and communicate with your family and friends. So let's say that you're coming up for winter break and you're really excited and you want to work really hard. Let them know, like, hey guys, like, let's figure out what time is going to really be family time, so I know what days I can really go hard with my demos and get the most out of my winter break experience. Communicate with your family and friends too if you're struggling with finals, and just let them know, like, hey, this is what you can expect of me. If you're struggling with energy management, I know these things might sound super simple. It's taking care of yourself, eating healthy, drinking enough water, and going the fuck to sleep. Go to sleep. Do it. Like, go to sleep. And now, when I first heard this quote, it scared the shit out of me, because anybody who knows me personally knows that I am not a morning person, but very few successful entrepreneurs sleep in more than 1 to 2 times a month. Wake up. And I know this stuff might sound so simple, but who here can really say that you've been doing all of those things? Fuck yeah, Jaden. Cool. Wait, Jaden, was that a real hand up or just a, no? Okay. Yeah. So, right. So I know that this might seem really simple, but what do you look like when you're physically at your best? And what's the gap between where your energy is now and where your energy needs to be? And this doesn't just have to be physical health. I think that physical health and mental health go together hand in hand more than we might think. And if you're really struggling with anxiety because of exams or whatever else, I'm not going to say that doing these things is going to cure you. I'm just saying that it might make it a little bit lighter on your shoulders. And you might have a little bit more energy to work on those things that you need to work on for yourself. And then if you're struggling with motivation, a couple of quotes that I really love are, do now what others won't, so later you can have what others can't. Like, success demands what most people are capable of giving, but what very few people are willing to give. And you have to ask yourself, what's more important to you? Temporary comfort or long-term success? And I also want you to ask yourself, how will you feel when you see all the pictures of your friends on vacation while you're freezing at home through spring break? Or how will you feel when you see your grades and ask yourself if losing that hour of sleep to TikTok was really worth it? Or those 10 hours of sleep, depending on the person, right? How will you feel about that, right? So communicate with your manager when you're struggling. Let us hold you accountable. Here's my thing, guys. I care about you. And if you tell me, hey, like earlier in the summer, me and Ajay did this thing where Ajay was like, hey, I want to wake up every single day by 8 a.m. Like, can you hold me accountable? And so we just made sure that the other was awake at 8 a.m. And I'm not going to lie, I need a little help with it too. So I know that, like, Ajay, that might have helped you, but you helped me in that situation too. Like, get an accountability buddy, have someone that's going to like help you hold yourself accountable. So the other day we did an 8 a.m. phone jam, and I'm not going to lie, I was tired as hell and I couldn't get out of bed. And I FaceTimed Thomas and I was like, Thomas, I need you to hold me accountable. I can't get out of bed. And he looked at me and he went, beep, 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 beep. Wake the fuck up. Beep, beep. And I started laughing my ass off and got out of bed and was ready to, like, sometimes you just need that extra person to hold you accountable, right? So get that accountability buddy. It can be within the job or outside of the job, whatever works best for you, but get one if you need one. And then I have a couple mantras for you guys. So the first thing is, this too shall pass. And that kind of goes back to like temporary comfort or long-term success, right? Like this is temporary pain. And I want you guys to make sure that you're really giving in your best effort, even if it's not easy, because this is temporary. And I want you to be proud of yourself, whatever that looks like for you. Also, don't let the fear of failure stop you from having the courage to continue, right? And that goes with your finals, with your tests, and with demos. So who here hasn't done a demo in a while or is waiting until winter break to get back into it? A couple of you guys, I would say like half of you guys are selling right now and half of you guys aren't. There's no problem either way. But don't let the fear of failure stop you from jumping back into your demos. And I'm going to go into that in a couple of minutes. Study now to be proud later. And you are stronger and smarter than you think. If you're freaking out, you're not giving yourself enough credit for what you're capable of, right? Now, in terms of winter break, I'm gonna kind of flip the coin here. I just went over how to max out your finals. Now I want to go over how to max out your winter break experience. Do you guys remember, like, I know not every single person here worked here over the summer, but do you guys remember how it felt here to work here in the summer? Would you say it was a little bit more fun, maybe a little bit more on fire, right? Because like the team is bigger, right? In the fall, we're having 10K weeks, which, don't get me wrong, that's dope. Like, having a 10K week in the fall, like, that means like we're doing good. But do you guys have any idea how fun it is to wake up and see that we're at $5,000 as a team for the day, and then it's only 10 o'clock in the morning? It's so much fun. Like, we're not going to be having 10K days or 10K weeks. We're going to be having 10K days. And this winter break for you, it can be the biggest paychecks that you've ever gotten before. It could be the best memories of your life. You can have an unmatched winter break experience. This winter break could be the reason why you earn a scholarship. It's also giving you the ability to impact people more than ever before. There are people like, so I have a SMRA on my team, Alexa, who sent out a couple three-way texts. And one of the people she reached out to has heard about the job like 4 times since May. But now it's winter break and she's looking for something and she's coming in for an interview. And I have a feeling that she's going to do really well. But it gives you the ability to impact people and yourself more than ever before. And you can be the reason why our office is able to impact people, compete nationally, and have fun at the highest level. Basically, take how much fun summer was, and take that craziness and awesomeness and squish it into 6 weeks. It's crazy, but it's a hell of a lot of fun, right? So I want to ask you guys, what does the best winter break look like for you? I also want to ask you that if you could go back and tell your brand new rep self what you know now, like if you knew then what you know now, what would you tell yourself? Right now, some of you guys haven't done a demo in a while, and that's totally okay. Everyone's schedule and situation is different. I have some tips to help you guys either A, get back in the swing of things if you haven't done demos for a while, or B, if you're currently doing demos around school, kick things into higher gear. My recommendation to you, and I'm going to go over this action plan in a second, is to jump right in. How can you make your first week back or your first week of winter break like a fast start? Like the reason why we have fast starts is because reps learn and gain their skills and confidence so much quicker when they do a lot of demos very quickly. And I heard this quote the other day that like really resonated with me. It said like, let's say you have a pool in front of you, right? If you dip your toe in, it's going to be cold as fuck. Like if you dip your toe in and get in super slow, like it's really hard to get all the way into the pool. Like when it touches your stomach, it's like, oh, like, right? Like it's hard to get in that pool. But if you just jump into the pool, what happens? You have fun. Isn't it way more fun to jump right into the pool? Isn't it a lot easier to jump right into the pool, even though you might be a little bit more nervous at first? Right? So my recommendation to you guys and what I want you to ask for yourself is, what can I do to make the start of my winter break like a fast start? Because I don't want you guys to step in slow unless you need to because of your schedule, and then just be kind of getting into the swing of things for weeks at a time when you could get into the swing of things in one day and just go and crush it. Something like for you guys that you can use to make your winter break like a fast start, something that you can use to sharpen your skills. You guys sharpen your skills, right? Build confidence, compress time frames, and build momentum quickly. So my first recommendation for you, let's go back. Let's say, hey, we're going to make a fast start. What's the first thing you should do?
Set a schedule.
Have a schedule, definitely. But even before that, I like that, Jaden. Even before that, what?
Set a goal.
Set a goal. That's important too. What do you need before you can set a goal or have a schedule? You need people to call.
Plan.
Build your book up.
As well as I could, even though it's on my screen. It's on the screen. Have people call. Build your names list. Expand your names list. So step one, if you make a list for yourself of every single person that's ever rescheduled on you or canceled, something that Zach Leinwall did that got him in a really great place, and I hope you're okay with me sharing this, is Zach, when he started, he was too easy to mark people as declined or as no on his names list. And what he did is he called every single person that said, no, I don't want to do a demo with you. And just said, hey, I know the last time we spoke, things didn't work out, but the reason I'm calling is I'm just working so hard towards my goals, and I would be crazy if I didn't put myself in every position to be successful. So the reason I'm calling is I just started a great new job. I'm working on an internship, and he booked demos with a good like a bunch of the people. Like it wasn't easy, but he did it, and I'm proud of him for that. So write down your reschedules, your cancels, your callbacks. Go back to your initial names list. What people did you write down that you just weren't able to sit down with? Write down your chicken list, right? So your chicken list, those are the people that you could call, but you're maybe a little bit too chicken to call them. And here's the thing, guys, you are all very good salespeople, which means that you sell yourself on why not to do things all the time. You sell yourself on why you shouldn't call that chicken on your names list, right? But why are you so nervous to call them? Like, would it really be that weird? No. And if you haven't talked to them in a while and you call them and they say no, would you even talk to them again? Probably not. So if you knew that every person that you have any type of relationship with is going to get a call in the next month, wouldn't you want it to be from you? If the answer is yes, call them as soon as possible. If the answer is no, skip them, but chances are the answer is yes. And the worst thing they can say is not no. The worst thing they can say is, oh, honey, I just bought a complete set from the friend you recommended the job that started this week, even though you've had my number since June. That's what sucks, right? So next thing, directories, right? Parents and friends. Go back to your initial list. So would everybody here agree that you're so much better at the job now than when you started? 100%. Now, the first time I sat down with my parents, nothing. No sale, no recs, and really no support, to be honest. Now, the second time I sat down with my parents, a few months later, I was so much more confident. I was more skilled. I had strong goals. I had social proof, and they saw how much I loved it. And they got a signature set with accessories and cookware, and they gave me 60 referrals, but they were also so excited for me, and they were so supportive of me. I went from going home every day and getting flack from my parents. Has anybody here gotten flack from their family? There's nothing wrong with it, right? I went from going home every day and getting flack from my parents to going home every day and my dad being like, hey, how much did you sell today? How many calls did you make? How's the office doing? Oh, hey, I was on a home inspection earlier. I met this person and I actually told them about you. I got their number so that you can call them. That was like literally night and day. And anybody here who knows my parents and knows like my family situation can totally like see what a huge difference that made, right? My dad was like, hey, I want you he reached out to me. He was like, hey, I want to make a post about you on Facebook. If you write something up for me, I'll put it up for you. And that brings me to my next point. I have sold at least $8,000 worth of Cutco just from my dad making Facebook posts about me. Right? So we have an advanced names list builder on njlegacyrep.com. And assistant managers, I'm just going to say one more time, please watch the waiting room. So under the extra tools section here, there's an advanced names list builder. It has a shit ton of stuff that can help you guys out. It has templates for posting on Facebook. It has all of that for you. I also made a template for you guys that I posted in all of the group me's the other day too. You can go sticky noting. So if you put a sticky note on the couple houses in your neighborhood, like, hey, it's Lily from down the road at 104 Thompson Street. I'm working on something for school and I was hoping that you could help me out with it. Could you give me a call at blank? It'd mean the world to me, smiley face. Right? And maybe figure out. So something that Thomas did was we went on Zillow.com and we drew like a circle around his house within like a 2-mile radius. And we figured out what roads, what streets have the highest average home value. And okay, cool. Go sticky note there, right? Social, like there's so many ways that you can expand your names list. The next thing is to set a goal for yourself. Now, your goal is like a destination on a map, and if you don't know where you're going, then you're already lost. And we have some really great contests that are going on too to help motivate you so you can pick out a goal if you would like to choose one that is related to the contest we have going on right now. So the first contest that we have going on right now, and it's for everyone, whether they're in Leadership Academy or not, it's between November 7th to December 28th, and you win the trip to Puerto Rico by A, having 6 qualified PRs, B, personally selling 10K and having a PR team that sells 10K, or C, personally selling 20K. Right, so that's the contest for everyone, but I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret here, which I hope all of you know. Leadership Academy people have a contest that makes it easier for you guys to win the trip. Not only because we wanna reward you for your hard work, but also because since you guys are in Leadership Academy, that puts you as a candidate to be assistant managers, key staff, to help out in the office. And we want to reward you and make it easier for you guys to win the contests so that you can also impact the team at the highest level. Does that make sense? Cool. So Leadership Academy only, the contest we have going on here. First is between December 11th and January 1st. If you sell $6 grand, you automatically win the trip to Puerto Rico. And you can earn up to $3,000 in credit just by having 4 qualified PRs. Now, this is something that I think is really cool because the company really hooked you guys up. When I started, they only had a January contest. And I know everybody's schedule is different, but for me, my winter break always ended like January 4th or January 7th. So the company now has a contest for December and a contest for January, so you can choose which one works best for you. And I think that's so dope. I'm honestly super jealous. And then again, in January, they have that same contest. It's basically the same. Right? So you can, like, whichever one works best for you. But what I want you guys to ask yourself is, what would a win look like for you this winter break? Now, if I can be honest with you guys here, I think it's super dope that the company has it so that you only need to sell $6,000 in like a month to win a trip to Puerto Rico. Like, that's crazy. A lot of you guys did more than that your first 10 days on the job. A lot of you guys had 3K weeks before, right? Like, every single person here is capable of doing double or triple that. But at the same time, like this is a great contest to have, but I want to challenge you guys to think bigger. Now set a goal for yourself, right? Set a goal for yourself and then set up your schedule. So do you think that your schedule is going to be the same every single day? No, probably not. And so what I did over my winter break every year is what I would do is I took out my calendar and I figured out, because no, these contests that, going back here for a second, these contests all overlap with Christmas, except for this last one, right? Like, there are holidays going on. There's also Hanukkah. Like, there's tons of stuff going on, right? So you want to, you want to make sure that the schedule that you choose for yourself and the goal that you choose for yourself, you keep in mind, okay, what days am I really just going to be spending with family? What days might I be shopping? Like, what days am I not going to be working or working less? And then set your schedule around that. And so what I always did is I would take out my schedule, I would take out the calendar, and I would put, all right, I want to do this many demos on this day, this many demos on this day, and I would set my daily demo goals for winter break entirely. And obviously I could edit those if I needed to, but it was like, set your goals with the holidays in mind. That way you go into it with intentionality. But at the end of the day, as the thing that you just need to do is put shit into action. Right, so I love this Shia LaBeouf quote. I don't know if you guys love Shia LaBeouf, but I like that one video where he's like, just do it. I feel like
he is a happy little train.
he's something. But holy shit, now what? So I give you guys 4 steps for maxing out your finals and 4 steps for maxing out winter break. But what I want everyone to do, and I'm gonna post it in the chat, is I have a Google form that I want you guys to fill out. And I just need to find it on my screen because I know it's somewhere. The question is just where. Aha, I have it. So what I want you guys to do, and I'll walk you through the form, is just so that we can kind of be on the same page. I would love to see what's going on in your heads. We have the winter break prep, right? So first question is probably the hardest. It's your name. Second question, what office are you from? School, when are your finals? When does your winter break start and end? How are you currently feeling about finals? What would a win look like for you this winter break? What are your holiday plans? Like, for example, Alyssa, I know that she has a trip from December 23rd to like January 1st or 2nd. You have a trip set up with your family or something special, like put that in there, not only so that you kind of know, but also so that we know. And then, is there a specific Puerto Rico contest that you'd be 100% committed to? Now, that question there that I put, what would a win look like for you this winter break? I think that a lot of you guys could shoot higher than that. If you can't, no worries. I'm like just super excited for you guys to have whatever winter break looks best for you and for your goals and your schedule. But I would love for you to go a little bit more in depth on what a win would look like for you. And then just let me know which contest you would be most excited about. And I made it so that you could pick multiple if you're excited about multiple.
Lily, I just want to say that you're amazing.
Love ya. I remember how it felt for things to be crazy with finals. One of the stories that I love that Owen shared with me is there was someone, forget what his name was, last year, that during finals week, like he was taking 20 credits a semester. He had 7 final exams and he still sold like, I think $7,000 his finals week, which I think is dope. It's like crazy. But yeah, so what I would recommend that you guys do is fill out this form. I'll hang out. So if you guys need advice or have questions, or if you guys just want to use this Zoom as a study group and you guys can do homework together, and just like be successful. I know you guys are like, oh, like my bed's right there. I could just go and do that instead. Like, if you have nothing else going on, use this Zoom. I don't care if you make calls or if you do homework or whatever else, just be productive. You don't have to. If you need to go, you can go. No worries. Fill out the form first. But if you would like to use a Zoom as a place to be productive, I think that would be awesome.